What I tell my kids is that we're here to look for treasure. I think of that as an intellectual treasure, really, and a cultural treasure. It's a very special city. It's been inhabited for almost 3,000 years. It preserves traces of the development of society over that period of time, and there's very few places in the world that can claim that kind of history. Butrint is located in southern Albania, between Italy and Greece. It was designated as an UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1992. The excavations that we undertake take place in the ancient urban center, in an area that we call the Lower City. We get a glimpse into the origins of the city when there were Greek colonists that arrived from Corinth, and we see how the city emerged and evolved over time. There were Roman colonists that arrived from Italy and occupied the city. The city prospered under the Pax Romana. There were a lot of amenities that existed here that did not exist elsewhere in the Mediterranean at that time, so it was a very advanced city. It was the seat of a bishop. It was a city that became central to the major powers of the Mediterranean. The excavations began here at Butrint in 1928 with the excavations of Luigi Maria Ugolini. I started here 12 years ago while I was a graduate student. Between 2005 and 2007, we discovered the western side of the Forum. It's been part of a Notre Dame project since 2011. We've investigated and explored and discovered the eastern side of the Forum. We now have understood the topographical layout. We've excavated the major buildings surrounding the Forum. We're undertaking a study season now to complete the study of the thousands of items of material remains that we've excavated during the past 3 years. In order to study it properly, it requires bringing a large team to study the different aspects of the material remains that we have found. We have recovered now over 700 coins, and we have a numismatist that is studying the coins. Metal objects that we find, oftentimes they have a level of corrosion, and so we have metal conservators that are working to conserve the metals. We have found sculpture, inscriptions, reliefs, an abundant amount of pottery. So we have several ceramicists. The ceramic work that they do establishes in many respects the chronology, and it gives us an idea of the changing economy of the city. We also have a glass expert. We have recovered for the first time at Butrint ancient wood. And so there is a wide range of material that needs to be looked at, conserved, and analyzed. That's one of the aspects that makes an excavation really rich, is that a lot of specialists that have their own respective training and background all come together in one place and work together and collaborate and discuss and learn a lot of things about different aspects of artifacts and material remains.
20.18.
The Notre Dame students have been integral members of the team. They are treated as archaeologists and they take on responsibilities, and I've been really impressed with the work they've done. They're studying the seashells, and it's turned out to be a very, very important study. The study of the seashells gives us insight into flooding phases. And then there's other cases where the shells represent a kind of diet that existed here and served as a kind of component of the economy. I think that it's really expanded their conception of the kind of data that can be obtained from an excavation, the kind of results that can be obtained from studying seashells. These are additions that were added to narrow the door. It's just been an incredible training for them in terms of archaeological methodology, but also for them to understand many different dimensions about material remains and how they kind of reflect culture. The work that we're doing here at Butrint is funded by the University of Notre Dame. The result has been very positive. It certainly exceeded the expectations that we had initially. We get information about prehistory, the development of cities, and the origins of modern society. And it's thanks to the University of Notre Dame.